Marshall from Ref Tutor. Today we're talking about match balls. FIFA's Law 5 says that the referee must ensure that the match ball meets the requirements of Law 2. And so, when you arrive to the field, one of your responsibilities when you greet the home coach is to secure the match balls for the day. When you receive the match ball, you're going to want to do two very important things. The first thing is to check the surface of the match ball to make sure that it's safe and doesn't present any danger in any way to the players. A lot of inexperienced referees determine whether the ball's any good simply because it looks clean or it looks brand new. But that's not what you want to do. You want to inspect the surface of the ball and see if there's anything like this, a panel sticking up or even a thread sticking up that could cause a danger to a player and perhaps injure them by getting into their eye. Any match ball like that is not acceptable, and you want to roll that back to the coach and ask them for a replacement. I always like to ask the home coach who provides the ball if they're okay with me checking the inflation of the ball and inflating it if necessary. This is just sort of a best practice thing to make sure that when you're putting a needle into a very expensive match ball, that you have their consent just in case the ball gets damaged and the coach looks at you as the one who's going to need to replace their match ball. So I always like to ask. In your referee kit, you're going to want to have a number of things. Firstly, you're going to want to have a pressure gauge, which perhaps looks like this one here. You're also going to want to have a ball pump that might look like this one here. And I would suggest that in your kit, you have a number of these extra inflation needles. A lot of referees just like to poke their thumbs into the side of the ball and say, yes, this is fine or not. But there's no way for them to actually know whether the ball is properly inflated according to the standards for that particular age group. Once you've established that the surface of the ball is suitable for playing in your match, you want to get your pressure gauge out and put it in the ball and see where the ball is currently inflated. I always like to put my open hand or even my knee on the ball to make sure that it's still. That way when I put in the pressure gauge or the ball pump, I don't snap the needle or damage the ball itself. Put the pressure gauge in, check the current inflation. Now, what should that inflation be? Well, if you're doing a small-sided or mini match with younger players with a smaller ball, typically with a size 4, you want to have it anywhere between 5 and 7 pounds per square inch. The older the player, the more pressure should be in there. If you're doing older players, perhaps teenagers with a size 5 ball, you want to have it anywhere between 8 to 10 pounds per square inch. More competitive players, adult players, you want to have it anywhere between 9 and even up to 12 or 13 pounds per square inch, depending on the competition. Once you have the ball and establish what its current inflation is, you can add more air by using your ball pump, or take the needle off of the pump and then take some air out of the ball as needed. Again, check with your pressure gauge to make sure that you're back where you want it to be. Now, a word about pressure gauges. This little guy cost me maybe about $3, but it makes a great impression on coaches and players when they see a referee pull out a gauge and actually get an accurate pressure reading. $3 to make a good impression on people that I have authority over for the next hour or hour and a half. It's a great investment. Lastly, with the match ball stays with the referee and the referee team. Once you've checked the inflation, don't give it back to the players for their warm-up. Don't give it to kids at halftime to play around with. The match ball remains with you. That way, you know that you always have match balls that are undamaged and that are properly inflated. Have a great game, Ref. I'm Ashley Marshall from Ref Tutor. I hope that you enjoyed the video and had an opportunity to like it and add your comments below. Be sure to subscribe to our channel and check out my blog at www.reftutor.org.